Right now at noon, Madison's winter parking rules officially in effect. What you need to know to avoid getting a fine. Plus, President Biden capping off his term with a diplomatic whirlwind. How world leaders are preparing for the Trump presidency. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Friday. I'm Josh Ryder. We come on the air with breaking news this afternoon. WPS Health Solutions plans to lay off more than 300 people in Madison and Monona. Of the layoffs, 303 people will lose their jobs at the WPS campus on West Broadway in Monona. 10 employees at the WPS on Tradewinds Parkway in Madison will also be laid off. WPS says it is eliminating the positions in, quote, response to competitive pressures and contract losses in the federal government contracts market, end quote. Those layoffs are expected to start January 21st. Right now, a person is dead after getting hit by a vehicle last night. It happened in the town of Farmington. According to a preliminary investigation, the person was crossing Coffee Road just after 5:30 when they were hit. First responders attempted to save their life, but the person died at the scene. The driver was not hurt and is cooperating with that investigation. The Wisconsin Policy Forum is highlighting the prevalence of a recent local referendum. Their latest report shows a record number of successful votes. It also reveals a declining rate of approved referendums. 241 school districts across the state put referendums on the ballot this year. That narrowly beats out the previous 1998 record of 240 ballot questions up for a vote. Unofficial election results show voters approved 169 of the referendums, breaking the previous high of 140 set back in 2018. The approved referendum votes authorized nearly $4.5 billion in funding. Wisconsin is implementing a tax for electric vehicle charging and registration. The levy will also go into effect at the start of the new year. An excise tax of the 3 cents per kilowatt hour is due on the electricity delivered. This applies to chargers installed on or after March 22nd of this year. The owner of an EV charging station must also register with the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. The tax will also help fund road repairs and construction. Happening today, Madison officials are marking World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. They're seeking to highlight the city's Vision Zero initiative. It is their effort to eliminate occurrences of traffic injuries and deaths by 2035. City officials are speaking about it today. That includes Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. Well, there may not be any snow on the ground just yet, but Madison's winter parking rules are now in effect. This means you need to park on a specific side of the street overnight. This is so crews can plow when it snows. On odd number days from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., you'll need to park on the side of the street with odd house numbers. On even numbered days, park on the side of the street with even house numbers. If you violate the winter rules, you'll have to pay a $20 fine. But if it's a snow emergency, that fine goes up to $60. And if your car gets towed, there's a $115 fee on top of the parking fee. There are some exceptions. If you park in the snow emergency zone, you'll only need to follow alternate side parking during a declared snow emergency. You can find a map of snow emergency zones on the City of Madison's website. Alternate side parking does not apply when parking is restricted to one side of the street, but if parking is restricted to one side of the street for one part of a block, those rules will apply. Well, a mostly dry weekend is on the way before things get much more active next week. First Warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio, and we haven't had to talk about snow yet, but that might be changing, Kelly.
Yeah, maybe next week. We'll be talking more about that coming up. But in the meantime, what a beautiful afternoon. It's hard to believe that this is middle of November. And it looks like this is going to continue for the weekend as well. We had the clouds this morning. That's moved on to the east. Now we're looking at quite a bit of sunshine across all of the state until you get over there toward Milwaukee, but those clouds will be moving on out. And generally dry weather throughout the weekend. It's going to be a pretty nice weekend, a little bit breezy, but that's going to change next week. So enjoy the next several days because next week it's going to be pretty sloppy with some rain and maybe our first snowflakes expected here in Madison later next week. Right now it's 52. Winds are light out of the north. We have sunshine out here, so a really pleasant noon hour. 54 already in Middleton. We're headed into the mid-50s today with light winds and plenty of sunshine expected. Those temperatures will drop through the 40s later this evening. We will talk about that active weather pattern setting up next week and also that possibility of snow coming up.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, President Biden is capping off his term with a diplomatic whirlwind. Today, he's attending the APEC summit in Peru. Then tomorrow, he's set to meet with China's president before the G20 summit Monday in Brazil. The trip comes as many world leaders are shifting their attention away from Biden. As Amy Kiley reports, they're more focused on President-elect Trump.
President Joe Biden is in Peru today for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. APEC has 21 member economies. Some analysts say it's an awkward time for Biden to gather with their leaders.
Yeah, he promised that America was back, and instead Donald Trump is back. This trip, as a result, has an air of melancholy over it. It's Joe Biden as a lame duck, and he's not in a position to reassure.
Sources say many heads of state are pivoting their focus to President-elect Donald Trump. Analysts say his America First policy vision leaves allies in an uncertain position.
For a lot of these countries, they're going to have to decide, do they become more self-sufficient? Do they lean or tilt towards China? Do they try to find new partners?
Biden has a trilateral talk with the South Korean president and the Japanese prime minister this afternoon. Tomorrow, he's scheduled to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. It's set to be their last one-on-one before Biden leaves office.
One of the purposes of this meeting, an official tells me, is to have a sort of bookend conversation between President Joe Biden and President Xi Jinping to address some of the issues that have arisen over the last 4 years and to chart any progress, if any, that has been made during that time.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Biden is scheduled to fly to Brazil on Sunday for the G20 summit. During that trip, he is set to become the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Amazon rainforest. Meanwhile, President-elect Trump is picking loyalists to fill key posts in his second administration. But getting some of the more controversial candidates approved by the Senate could prove challenging. Senators are already expressing reservations about confirming Trump's choice for Attorney General, former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Some say they want to see the findings of a House Ethics Panel investigation into alleged sexual misconduct and drug use.
I think there should not be any limitation on the Senate Judiciary Committee's investigation, including whatever the House Ethics Committee has generated.
Trump's pick for Defense Secretary, Fox News host Pete Hegseth, is also in the spotlight. The Monterey, California Police Department has confirmed it investigated the Army veteran for an alleged sexual assault in 2017. No charges were filed, and Hegseth denies those allegations. The trial of the undocumented migrant accused of killing Georgia nursing student Laken Riley is underway. On February 22nd, Riley was out for a jog on the University of Georgia's campus when she went missing. Less than an hour later, her body was found near a lake. Police say they connected Jose Antonio Ibarra to Riley's killing by using campus security footage, physical evidence, and input from the community. Initially, jury selection for the trial was set to begin Wednesday, but Ibarra waived his right to a trial by jury and agreed to a bench trial. Attorney Tony Lehman, who isn't involved in the case, says it's all in the hands of the judge now.
A bench trial, the judge is the person who will hear the evidence and apply the evidence to the law to determine whether the defendant is found guilty or not guilty of the charges that are against him.
Ibarra pleaded not guilty to 10 counts, including malice murder, 3 counts of felony murder, and aggravated assault with intent to rape. Still ahead for us on a Friday afternoon, why thousands of adult bed rails are now being recalled. Plus, a federal judge orders a hearing on how the auction of InfoWars was conducted.
In the heart of Middleton, there's a place where Christmas comes alive year after year. A joyful place where you can experience the magic of the season and take it home with you. The Bruce Company is here to make your holidays unforgettable. Find fresh and forever trees and hand-picked ornaments and the perfect gifts for family and friends. The Bruce Company Garden Center, where the spirit of the season glows and happy memories are made. And the best memories begin at the Bruce Company.
I was an occupational therapist and I had lost my position. I was able to just go the next day, oh well, I can dash. I love it for the freedom. I can schedule myself. Also, dashing just gives you a sense of purpose. Having portable benefits would be really awesome for me because I could use them to help cover my vision, co-pays, and adding to my 401k. And I could continue to build that till I retire.
For patients rehabilitating from a stroke, injury, or illness at Encompass Health, regaining the highest quality of life is their primary goal, and ours, because there's nothing like the joy of coming home.
Menards is your lighting headquarters. We have a great selection of lights from top brands, including Good Earth Lighting. Whether you're looking for a light that complements your unique style or helps with your home projects, we have you covered. Check out this 44-inch, 10,000 lumen LED shop light featuring a durable aluminum body with a tread plate design. Perfect for tough environments. Get it for only $29.98 after an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
What are you doing?
Oh, we did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, you know, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
The hottest ticket in town just got a holiday makeover. That's right, we're unboxing unbeatable values for your home every Friday in November. We're talking beautiful bedroom sets, dining sets in multiple heights and shapes, best-selling mattresses, feature-packed power sofas, pop-up sleeper sofas for hundreds less than other national retailers, decor and more, all at wow-worthy prices. I think we sufficiently wowed him. So check back every Friday for a new unboxing, because every day is like Black Friday when you dare to compare at Bob's.
The Medical King Company is recalling more than 200,000 of its adult portable bed rails sold online by multiple retailers, including Amazon, Walmart, and Target. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says users can become trapped between the rail and the mattress, posing a risk of death by suffocation. At least one person has died. It comes as the commission warns that at least 18 people have died while using portable bed rails since 2021. A federal bankruptcy judge in Texas has ordered a hearing later this month on how the auction was conducted that allowed The Onion to purchase Alex Jones's InfoWars. The satirical publication bid $3.5 million for Jones's company and says it plans to make it a, quote, very funny, very stupid website. Jones owes more than $1 billion in defamation judgments after he repeatedly referred to the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting as a hoax. Sandy Hook families said in a statement that they decided to forego a portion of their recovery to increase The Onion's winning bid. And Hershey's has announced its new holiday candy lineup, from Santa-shaped Kit Kats to Reese's Cups with sugar cookie bits to Twizzlers shaped like Christmas trees. The company has a large variety of treats to sweeten the season. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chris Welch.
Here's your stocks at the noon hour. The Dow down 347 points, NASDAQ down 454, and the S&P 500 down right now 85. Our call for action volunteers are in the building today, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. We are keeping an eye on today's egg prices straight ahead, and Kelly is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, fall nuisance bugs. A UW expert joins us to talk about how to get rid of them.
Mattress Marathon is back and bigger than ever at Ashley. Save up to $1,000 instantly on top mattress brands. Queen mattresses starting at just $167, plus 5-year special financing with nothing down. But hurry, the biggest mattress savings of the year won't last. Only at Ashley.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
I've got arthritis in my joints. I would walk 10 steps and not have to sit down. I wanted to do anything other than go through the pain and the effort of the surgery.
That's when Mike discovered QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue and get you back to living a normal life again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
Afterwards, I felt like I really made the right choice. It's a tremendous success.
Join tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have found lasting relief from their joint pain. Request a free consultation and find out if you're qualified for this therapeutic breakthrough. Call 608-927-4530.
If you want to avoid the process of surgery and the pain and the effort, you need to go to QC Kinetics.
Isn't it time you got your life back? Call now for your free consultation. 608-927-4530. 608-927-4530.
Ashley's Black Friday event starts now. Get the guaranteed best prices of the year store-wide. Save even more on clearance and overstock, up to 60% off, and up to $300 instantly on doorbusters, plus special financing for 5 years. Only at Ashley.
The most important part of my job is to make sure that our public, our community is safe, and also to educate the public on weather. We're the certified most accurate team in town for forecasting, so that forecast has to be ready when you walk in the door. Always first, always accurate.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Bigger cases.
She was lured to your apartment.
Higher stakes. Never seen before in daytime.
In front of millions of people.
Judy Justice.
Weekdays at 3. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report will be back in the radio barn on Monday. In the meantime, here are your farm numbers. With Thanksgiving around the corner, the USDA has some safety reminders this afternoon. If you're planning to cook a turkey, it can be safely thawed in the refrigerator or in cold water. Remember the 2-hour rule. Perishable foods that have sat out at room temperature for more than 2 hours should be thrown away. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. First Storm meteorologist Kelly Slifka out on the weather patio. Kelly, crazy to believe that Thanksgiving is now less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, especially with weather like this. Here we are halfway through the month of November. We haven't seen any snow yet, and we're still seeing sun and maybe some shorts weather this weekend. But we are talking about some changes coming our way next week. So enjoy this weekend. Get those leaves raked because next week's looking pretty wet and much colder. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Can't rule out an isolated shower on Sunday, and it will be a little bit breezy on Sunday, but all in all, a pretty nice weekend headed our way. Basically, I have high pressure and control over weather. That's keeping things quiet across much of the upper Midwest, so no problems traveling about, and really nice weather throughout the weekend. Next week, though, that'll change. We've got a storm system coming in from the south and west. It's going to park itself right over the Midwest and bring us bouts of rain and maybe enough cold air wrapping in that we can't rule out for some snowflakes mixing in later next week. Expecting a high of 55 today. That's about 10 degrees above our average, which should be in the mid-40s this time of the year. And the sun sets now just after 4:30. All right, plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Should be a really pleasant day with light winds. A lot of sunshine this afternoon. We'll cool off through the 40s pretty quickly this evening with light winds. That wind will eventually switch more out of the south and east. That'll hold our temperatures up to near 40 by tomorrow morning. A little bit of cloud cover tomorrow morning, but I expect partly sunny skies in the afternoon as that wind picks up out of the south and east, back into the mid-50s again for tomorrow. Now, as we look into Monday, this is the storm system that's coming in from the south. We'll start to spread some rain into our area Monday night. Pretty solid area of rain Monday night. And we'll get breaks in the rain, it looks like by Tuesday, but just enough instability. Can't rule out some drizzle. It's just going to be kind of a drippy, dreary week next week with the storm system just kind of spinning across the upper Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes states. And as mentioned, there will be breaks in that rain, but we are expecting some rain on and off, some drizzle at times right through Thursday. And as we go into Thursday night into Friday, may actually see a little bit of snow mixing in with some of that rain as it passes on through. So that's what we're looking for. 52 right now in Madison. It's 51 in the Dells, 52 in Watertown, 54 currently in Janesville. So yeah, a nice noon hour across Dane County. We're sitting at 55 already in Middleton, while it's 50 in Waunakee and 50 down to the south as well. All right, a pleasant afternoon for us. Enjoy the weekend with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Quite a bit of sunshine. Now, can't rule out an isolated shower on Sunday. This will be pretty brief. It's going to be a breezy Sunday, pushing those temperatures well into the 50s. Still pretty mild Monday and Tuesday as that system moves in, brings us that rain chance. Some of that rain may mix with some snow at times as temperatures tumble into the lower 40s by Wednesday and Thursday. And maybe a few snowflakes. Right now, it does not look like any kind of accumulation around, but just cold enough that we can't rule out a few snowflakes by Friday going into next weekend. Definitely going to be a big change later next week going into next weekend.
Yeah, I think a big wake-up call for a lot of Wisconsinites.
Yeah, especially with the weather we've been having. You know, it's the 15th of November, and we're talking about mid-50s today.
We've been appreciating it, but we knew it wouldn't last forever.
That's for sure.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, for decades, everyone had a typewriter in their home and office. Then computers made them a relic of the past. But as Michael George shows us, there are still some diehards out there hanging on to this retro way of putting ink to paper and keeping typewriters alive.
Hello, Gramercy.
For 92 years, this small family business in New York City has been doing one thing and one thing only.
We are the only typewriter shop in New York City.
Jay Schweitzer, owner of the Gramercy Typewriter Company, spends his days fixing and selling these machines that were once a part of every home and office. And even in the age of computers and smartphones, the typewriter's nostalgic sound strikes a chord.
It's a sound that certainly resonates with the older folk. And the youngsters, it's a sound they're not familiar with and want to know what that is.
Customer Joe Cannon says he does his best writing on a typewriter because it helps him focus.
It's tactile. I like the sound of it, but the real thing of it is you cannot multitask and type. Literally, to type, you have to think.
At this shop, you'll find machines dating back to the 20s. Schweitzer says his customers range from those who grew up putting paper in a carriage to curious kids, though they face a learning curve.
They're just not used to being in control of every single move, from loading in the paper to setting your left and right margins to hitting the keys with a certain tension in your hands.
But once they get started, they're hooked.
Who doesn't love a typed letter in the mail? Someone took the time out to type this letter to you. It's something most people keep forever.
Here, there's always a place for anyone who loves the sight, the touch, and the sound of the written word. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Typewriters were first invented in the 1860s, and decades later they played a pivotal role in helping women gain access to the workforce. Well, up next at noon, Howard.
It's National Clean Out the Refrigerator Day, and you have to see what we're cooking up.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Rank Seed, we expect excellence in every seed, superior genetics, state-of-the-art processing facilities, and extensive testing for proper placement. Let us help you find the right seed for your growing conditions. Rank Seed, results since 1846.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Score the lowest prices of the year right now at Brothers Main's Black Friday sale. You won't find lower prices anywhere. And enjoy our free delivery. Shop family-owned Brothers Main's low price guarantee on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Feel like family. Brothers Main.
Nobody wants to replace the roof. But these days, many roofs are only lasting 10 to 15 years, costing you tens of thousands of dollars. RoofMax makes your roof like new by strengthening and rejuvenating it. RoofMax treatments, started early enough, can extend the life of your roof by 15 years or more. And even if you think your roof is at the end of its life, 90% of the time, RoofMax can extend the life of your roof by 5 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. So give us a call and we'll give you a free assessment to see if your roof qualifies.
This is for all the lonely people, thinking that life has passed them by. Don't give up until you drink from the silver cup and ride that highway in the sky. Illinois, favorite season, time of year is oh so pleasing. Our loved ones are near, our hearts filled with cheer, walking in a middle wonderland. Much to love in the city, but the whole state's so pretty. Traditions held dear, so glad to be here, walking in a middle wonderland. With hearts on aglow, we're dreaming of snow, walking in a middle wonderland.
Wondering what I'm doing? I just cleaned out the fridge since today is National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. After all, we want it to be ready for the holidays. And since they're right around the corner, I want to share a tasty and colorful side dish that I know that you'll love. We begin by trimming a good amount of Brussels sprouts and cutting them in half. After that, we cut a butternut squash in half, remove the seeds, peeled it, and cut it into cubes. Or you can use pre-cut squash, which is a lot easier. We toss it with some oil, salt, pepper, and a bit of cinnamon. After roasting these on a baking sheet for about 30 minutes, we toss in some walnuts, dried cranberries, and a bit of maple syrup. Now, we can either serve this as is or place it in a baking dish and warm it up right before the festivities begin. Either way, the combination of the Brussels sprouts and squash, accented with the cinnamon and maple syrup, is really tasty. So after cleaning out your fridge, here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our cinnamon maple roasted veggies. This way you'll have them in time for the holidays. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a colorful new way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Kelly with a final look at your first warned weather.
Yeah, beautiful Friday afternoon for us. Quite a bit of sunshine and mild temperatures. Definitely not feeling like the middle of November. And really the weekend setting up to be pretty nice as well. Can't rule out an isolated shower either Saturday night or Sunday. It will be a little bit breezy on Sunday, but mid to upper 50s. Get out and rake those leaves because it's looking like a nice weekend. But that's going to be changing next week. Monday doesn't look too bad, but by Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday, we will see some rain spreading in. Still pretty mild to start, but as some colder air wraps in, that chilly rain may mix with some snowflakes here and there Wednesday and Thursday, and could see a few snow showers on Friday going into next weekend as temperatures really drop from the 50s to start the week down into the upper 30s, and we'll be in the mid to upper 30s next weekend. So enjoy the weekend this weekend because changes are on the horizon.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon and a great weekend.